PETA, an organization that makes you hate their activism and constantly is putting their foot in their mouths. But it's okay, because it's not a rabbit's foot. PETA is a group that always talks down to their viewers, I guess, or like anyone that has anything that wants to be a part of their group. And this is nowhere more highlighted than a couple, probably like 10 years ago now, back when Obama was doing an interview, and I'll just let it play for you.
Finally to the White House, where this afternoon, as you saw earlier, the president sat down for an interview with CNBC's John Harwood and The Fly.
To increase the transparency and the openness that has been the signature characteristic of our... Sorry, I'm going to start over. I'm going to start at I will contrast. Hey, get out of here.
That's the most persistent fly I've ever seen. Nice.
Now, where were we?
After that interview, PETA decided to release a statement, and it's a very patronizing response, to say the least. So, like, they start off the statement by saying, well, I guess it can't be said that President Obama wouldn't hurt a fly. And, I mean, okay, so to their credit, they do say Obama is not Buddha, and that he's just a human being, which cool, but then they add in this thing that's saying human beings have a long way to get to thinking before they act, which, like, come on, man, get off your high horse. And they say that they're sending Obama this handy-dandy bug catcher, and I was curious to see what that looked like, so I clicked on the link, but then Google warned me that the site I was going to, that is hosted by PETA, might be trying to steal my information, so I didn't click forward, and I decided to go look up handy-dandy bug catcher on PETA, and then this website came out, and this is the product I assume they were giving Obama, which, like, how do you expect people to use this? I can barely kill a fly with a magazine, rather than trying to catch it in this thing. And also, they use a bee as an example to catch bugs with. If you're trying to catch a bee with something like this, the bee's gonna sting you before you get it. Like, come on. It's so dumb. So this came up when I was looking at what controversies were, like 10 years ago or whatever, and it made me want to go and check out the rest of PETA's ad campaigns or like things they thought were a good idea to get people to join their cause, because they've done a lot of things, and so come with me, go for a beer right now, and let's see what their old campaigns were like. So the first campaign we're looking at is this ad that has a shark eating a human, and it says, "Payback is hell, go vegan." And it's a picture of a shark eating a guy, which, like, okay, what are you trying to say here? Like, I feel like this is something that PETA was watching Jaws, and they were, like, rooting for the shark, and I'm like, you know the shark was the bad guy in that. And no one was trying to eat the shark. People were just like, this guy is killing people. Hi, that was a transition, and I got a haircut. Also, something to note on the shark ad is on the PETA website, they say, check out our newest billboard. It's going up in cities that see the most shark attacks. Seems a little insensitive, I guess you would say, to say the least. Seriously, just imagine if this ad had shown in the city where Jaws takes place. Like, think about that. So in the next ad, Christmas came early, unless you're Santa Claus. Milk can make you impotent. Soy brings joy. Like, out of all the things on Christmas, you're going to talk about Santa and the milk? Like, use Santa as a prop that, like, is, like, the good guy who treats his reindeer great. This is how you should do it, too. Like, don't go after him and his wife's sex life. Like, come on. Also, why is Santa skinny as hell in this? Like, goddamn, dude. Leave some animal crackers for that guy. And again, on their website, they mentioned that this ad is controversial. And it's controversial, but it's more weird, if anything. And the writer says, like, send your complaints to omgwf@peta.org. And with the subject line, think about the children. So, like, they know what they're doing here. So, if you thought PETA was above fat shaming, you were wrong. So this ad got so much backlash that PETA actually placed it with this ad. But on their website, they mention how the original ad did so well and got so many people on board with their cause. And they're not sorry for what they did or who they offended in the original fat shaming one. They're making it sound like it's not our fault that you got offended by this, I guess. What we did was right. So I bet you're thinking, all right, fat shaming, sharks attacks, they can't do much that's worse, right? Like, I don't need to go into detail why this is bad, right? Like, Jesus. So, a few weeks ago, PETA actually did a follow-up article to the original outrage that this ad caused. And they don't mention how they're sorry for who they offended or how they've grown or, like, how this ad is just wrong on so many levels. They aren't sorry, to say the least, because if you go on their Twitter right now, their ad is still up. From 2009, it is still up. And if you click the link that they are linking to about the milk, it goes to nothing. So they have no facts. I looked around. There's nothing here to support this claim. Overall, PETA, like, I've given examples about this. PETA just feels like their actions are justified by their means, and they don't care who they offend getting to their end goal, which, like, you shouldn't do when you're trying to get people onto your cause to fight for. You should be embarrassed if you say you have joined this group and support the things that these people have run. And I know, like, I've said a lot of things here that shows that PETA's just doubling down on a lot of stuff. But, like, the last thing I sort of want to talk about, because I would feel like I was doing a disservice if I didn't mention it, is PETA, they did this display of the Holocaust. And they sort of compare animals being abused to humans being abused in the Holocaust. And I'm not going to show the pictures or anything, because they're gross. I'll link down to them if you really want to check it out. But in Germany, the display that PETA did got banned. And, because, PETA did a follow-up article to this. And it's not that they were sorry, again, about what they did. It was how it was unfair to them. And that, of course, they're going to appeal this to the Supreme Court of Germany or something like that. They think their actions are justified, which they aren't. You should be embarrassed, like I've said. It's gross. So, I definitely didn't like PETA when I first started doing this, and then I did research, and now I'm just, seriously appalled that they're a company that is still running today. For now, I'm gonna go eat a chicken, and maybe you should too. Alright, bye.